Hey, this is Dark Mario 2 once again. Now, I know what you're thinking, 2 reviews in one day? Well, I don't even know if you're thinking that or not. I mean, there's like maybe 2 people that watch my videos, but anyway. I figured I would do 2 reviews in a day because, I don't know, there's not really much else to do. So, I'm also going to give you today the prototype alien Xenomorph Big Chap figure. Once again, not in the package because, like I said, opening it up would be kind of boring in video. So this figure, which I have right here, is based off of the concept suit that they made for the actor for the original Alien film. It was originally going to be cast in a translucent, like, flesh tone plastic, a translucent flesh tone, or what am I doing? Let me just read the back of the box, and then I won't have to stumble over my words here. This special edition concept figure is based on the original prototype suit for the Big Chap alien from the 1979 movie. H.R. Giger originally had the suit cast a translucent flesh tone, but in one of the many technical hurdles that had to be overcome to bring this creature to life on screen, repeated difficulties with the material forced the change to the darker, opaque coloring seen in the final film. So, I haven't really established this yet with myself and YouTube here, but I'm quite a sucker for concept art and figures of, like, figures based on concept art and things like that. And this alien is no exception. While it may not be, as I'll get into here, while it may not be my favorite alien or favorite mold for that matter, well, that's kind of a loaded statement. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so this mold is your standard. This is the original Big Chap NECA mold that they used, originally cast in a your standard, like, black, like, gunmetal plastic for the standard Xenomorph from Alien. Except I don't think there are any major differences in the mold apart from it being, as you can very well see, cast in a clear plastic with a flesh tone brush over the top. Let's see. Okay, articulation-wise, we have a head that can rotate that far, and it's restricted mostly by these cords that connect the mouth to the backs of the shoulders there, which that brings us to, like, the first sort of thing that doesn't make this necessarily my favorite mold, just functionally speaking. I mean, I like this one the most design-wise because this is based directly off of, this is H.R. Giger right here. You can tell it looks like Giger art, But anyway, so one of the weaknesses this figure has is that when you turn the head, the mouth opens because of those. I don't know if that's. I don't think that's intentional. I mean, okay, it's already open there, but I don't think that was intentional when they designed the figure. See, so anytime you turn the head, it'll automatically open the mouth, and the proboscis I've got here, very loose. As you can see, like, if you don't really press it in, it'll just fall right out. So I've been displaying it with the mouth closed, just because it looks kind of messy otherwise. It still looks pretty cool though. Anyway, moving on. The dome, I do really like the dome on this figure. It's cast in like just crystal clear, well, at least upon first inspection, crystal clear plastic. Which you can really see, like, the sort of, like, skeletal, like, detail on the face there in the front, which is really cool. Moving on down, we've got your standard like, tentacle things growing out of the back here. We've got ratcheted shoulders with swivel, like so. We have just a single hinge joint. Well, it's technically a ball joint, but Ball jointed elbows, they only go about 90 degrees. Ball jointed wrists with a hinge. Standard alien hands on the end with the sort of like that thing going on. Alright, continuing on downward. Midriff joint. This midriff joint has a lot more give to it than certainly the AVP mold and certainly the Alien. Well, they almost said the Alien 3 mold, but the Alien 3 mold actually had about the same movement. It's just a lot looser. Anyway, going on down here, got hips that can go out about that far. Going about that far. I've got to be careful. I'm really wary about the hips on these figures now because I've found firsthand that they can break really easily. Go up to about there, and then they have double jointed. Knees, standard, like 3-part legs. The feet, they're your standard Alien 1, like the human like feet. The 5 toes. 4 toes. I never actually noticed that. 4 toes. Which the toes do have their own articulation as well. Like so. And last but not least, as standard with all Alien figures, you have your wire tail, which these thin tails they don't look bad in their own right. I gotta say. I mean they do hold their shape really well. I do prefer the thicker tails on my Alien figures. So I do, I guess, in that case, like the Alien 3 and AVP, just figure designs in that respect. I mean, they look, I don't know, it looks more menacing that way. I'm not sure. That's just my personal opinion. They look a little bit more menacing with like the thicker tail, but obviously it wouldn't be true to the design of the character if they put like a giant tail on this Xenomorph. But anyway, I noticed when I took it out of the box initially, and as you can kind of see now, it's getting pretty loose, which I noticed that also with my Alien Isolation Xenomorph, which is pretty much the same mold. I mean, save for the different paint job and the legs are different. Because it's based off of Alien Isolation. This one's based off of the first movie. Well, the one in Isolation is, I guess, technically based off the first movie too. But anyway, overall though, I just because it's a concept figure, this figure gets at least a I'd say it gets at least an 8. It loses points for like its articulation. It could be like this mold in general could be better with articulation, if you ask me. Some of it seems really lackluster, kind of like kind of restricts the movement of the figure somewhat, but it's not entirely a big deal for how these aliens are usually posed when they're like creeping around and stuff like that. So like I said, it's not a huge deal. I just wish that the articulation was a little bit better in that respect. Maybe a little maybe at least double jointed elbows would have added a point. But as it stands though, it's a really neat looking figure. Like I said, it looks nice on the shelf. It obviously stands out from the rest of if you have other Xenomorphs, it really stands out because of its like cream and clear paint job. Well, color scheme, I guess you could call it. So yeah, I give it about a 7 or so. But anyway, so there's that. So once again, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. Like I said, don't know if you can rate any more, like, thumbs up, whatever. But anyway, until next time, this is Dark Mario 2, signing off.